everybody. So I hope you're having a marvelous Monday. I just want to start off by saying I mean no cultural appropriation, with the head wrap. It's just like he was saying, I've been kind of just losing my hair a lot. And kind of going through some stressful situations. And so my hair is kind of just falling out, kind of health scare things. So my body's trying to regulate. So I just want to start off by saying I mean no appropriation. I'm just trying to protect my hair and not let it go everywhere. So how you guys doing with this solar eclipse that just happened a couple or a few days ago? How are you feeling? I know that I felt headaches. I felt nauseous. I barely could eat, and I was super tired, and it feels like I was not getting enough water, and I've been drained, and I'm still feeling it. And so pardon my energy drink, I could honestly take a nap right now. So Bang has been keeping me energized. And no, it's not sponsored, even though the way I've been drinking it for the last 2 years, I could do sponsorship. So I'm joking. I'm not though. So the first card that popped up was a hangman. So right now I really feel that some of you are going through changes, alchemical changes, and you're kind of really feeling upside down, so it's a bit of topsy-turvy. So you're really feeling it, especially in your crown, your third eye. So maybe you kind of have a shot of blood. You've been hanging upside down on a jungle gym, when you were a kid, and they were don't hang up because all that blood will rush to your head and just you're ready to just pop. So yeah, and then I'm also hearing make sure you're eating healthier foods, earthy foods, spinach, if you can stomach spinach or something, because some people just can't. To eat vegetables that are high in not only protein, or not just vegetables, but food that has a lot of protein in it that's healthy for you. But spinach to help with your iron if you're going through anemia, or you've had blood transfers, you need to get your hemoglobin levels up so you have an oxygenated brain. And that's what I'm really being told, that your brain, your third eye, and your crown are really going through awakenings or energy shifts. So I do want to tell you that's what I'm seeing. So we have a shift. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Some of you are going through rebirth, or you're getting energy downloads. So I want to tell you, with death, some of you could actually be transferring out. You could be feeling, you could be reliving a past life, or maybe someone close to you has recently passed, or a relationship has expired. I do want to tell you that there is a transition and there is a shift. And I really do feel like that. But because of this, the hangman, there's also saying that there is a shift in your spiritual beliefs as well, because the more you understand, or the more you dive into, the more your perception has changed. Now, it's gonna come in, you're gonna have some news, or you're gonna have some newness, new energy, and it's gonna hit swift. So I also want to say, for some of you that are not resisting this change, or you're not resisting this shift, to this rebirth, there's a tightness in my chest, something is sitting here, just going like this, and pushing it, and I'm now out of breath. It's not bad or malicious or anything like that. It's just, there's a tightness right here, and I didn't have that before this reading, so I do want to let you know this. So this newness is coming in. So because of the King of Swords is reversed, but the Empress is upright, some of you could be dealing with someone that has a air placements, Gemini, but I'm also hearing with the King of Swords, because of Gemini season, for the rest of this season and going into the Cancerian, because I'm getting Cancerian vibes from the Empress, as well as doing some Virgo. I really do feel like this feminine aspect, some of you are transitioning from a very logical standpoint, a very masculine logical standpoint, or a masculine approach to spirit, and so now you're being called to wake up this feminine side and nurture yourself more and to allow yourself to transition. So we have because of we're having changes in the mind, in the crown, in the third eye, you're actually being called to tap in and give yourself ample, and I apologize for the fridge. Yeah, we have a mini fridge, and my boyfriend and I have a mini fridge in the bedroom, and it just kicked on the cooling. And anyways, back to what I was saying. Because of this alchemical change, some of you are actually being called to nurture yourself, or oh my gosh, it pops up into my head. I don't know who this is for, but there is a message from someone, your guides, a spirit, an ancestor, a grandmother, someone who has passed, or someone who spirit is around you. Okay, thank you. I acknowledge you. Please get off my chest. It does not feel good, this tightening. So thank you. I appreciate it. Someone is trying to pass a message saying that if you have recently lost your cat, whether it has run away, it's been lost, it's been stolen, or it has passed, there could be the potential where you come across a stray or you adopt. I don't know the circumstances, but a cat is coming into your life and it's a sign. And that is a sign of protection that you need, a spiritual protection, a companion. But I do feel like there is a cat involved. There is an animal that this cat represents, and this is your sign. So I do want to tell you, whoever this is for, in any space-time continuum, whatever you, oh my gosh, I'm hearing meowing, and there's no cats. I'm hearing meowing right here. So mind you, I'm clairaudient, meaning I hear voices before I see or feel anything. Unless the energy wants to present itself where I could be clairvoyant. And I call it ear sight, if that makes any sense. But yes, clairaudience is my strongest sense. Anyways, but yes, this cat, whatever this cat means to you, here is your sign, here is your message. So thank you to Spirit for that. Now back to the Empress. You're being called to get into that Venus energy and that sexy, like, goddess energy. So some of you this summer, because of COVID, rolling back that restriction, some of you are actually going to start embracing your feminine side. So this is like birthing new things. So this could actually be a new you that you're unveiling this summer in Cancer and Leo energy. But yes, you're being called to nurture yourself. Put yourself first for a change. So for those who are embracing this Venus energy, this motherly Empress energy, this divine feminine, what can you see them? What are we looking at? The divine feminines who this applies to or this resonates with. What is going on? So some of you have just been cooped up way too long. It's kind of just stagnated. The air about you is stagnated. Even though it's a reversal card, I do feel like you are getting out because of the 8 of Wands coming out. So I do want you to know, because of the message I got, you are being called to an angel number, which is in any direction or any type. So there's 3 possible different angel numbers for you. Well, 4 actually, but we're focusing on the main 3, and these are interchangeable. So I do want you to know that you have 8, 3, and 6. So basically arrange, for those who apply, arrange the numbers 3 different ways, whatever, and that is your message. And whichever resonates the most with you, that number sequence is for you. But that is what I see is 8, 3, 6. You can get 3, 6, 8, 6, 3, 8, 6, 8, 3. I don't, like I said, this is not my message. This is for you, whoever it resonates with. Are there any messages that someone... Why are my cards facing up like this? This is not... Sorry. That irritates me, that I'm having, like, my cards weird. Like, I'm very, like, analytical because of this Gemini thing, and so, like, little things can set me off, and I've had to hold my tongue with certain people because I knew matters like this, like, I can't let my vocals get the best of me. So it's really holding back, and it's just like, you know, like, I really want to dig someone's tongue out of their mouth, like, what I'm dealing with, and I know that's not okay. And so I'm being called to basically, you know, assess why that triggers me like this. And so some of you are coming out. I'm hearing a coming out party. And the Page of Cups. But some of you are actually getting very intuitive with your body, with your mind. So I really am being said that connecting with that Piscean energy, there's just trust your intuition before it even makes sense. If you're being said that, for instance, say you're driving and you hit traffic, and then all of a sudden you hear a voice in your head saying, pull off on the shoulder, or get out, you know, go onto the off ramp and go somewhere else. Like, trust it. It doesn't know where you're being led. It could be in a situation that you need to be in for whatever reason, or it can lead like, my voice is going in and out. It could lead you out of trouble. But yeah, I mean, I've had that happen. There have been times where I was in the car and I would hear danger, be careful, and be like, oh, who's this apply for? Because it's like, I'm not doing anything. I'm not driving. I'm in the passenger seat. Like, who's this apply to? And I remember telling the driver, I'm like, hey, will you be careful? Like, take extra precautions. Keep your eyes there. You know, don't be, like, overly dramatic, you know, things. And so I just kept thinking, you know, things like that they don't have to mean anything. You can just get a message from someone. Sometimes you even hear your own, like, soul group, or you hear your own soul. So this is going back to that intuitive part. So you're really being called to be very intuitive with this Piscean energy. And because Pisces is very, very much so intuitive with themselves, like, psychically, spiritually, and, like, humanly intuitive. So some of you are kind of dealing with some stuck energy, and I kind of feel really stagnated, or a situation has put you in a stagnated role, or it has yet to be resolved. And the reason for this is because it's not time, because there are certain individuals or certain energies that are lingering around you, that are clinging to you, that actually keep you stuck in this energy. So there's a situation that has to play out just a little bit longer. Like, you're almost there, I promise you, where you're making a decision to do something on impulse. Yeah, a decision to do an impulse. So there is intervention, like, stopping you, because I'm seeing someone like go like this, and then I see a stop sign. So maybe your plans just kind of fell like apart, or they didn't materialize the way they should have. I've had this personally happen, and actually recently, within the last like 6-7 months, I was supposed to go to Seattle to do to do some stuff, and that never happened, and I rescheduled like 3 times, and it fell apart every single time. So it was like, okay, you know what, universe, like, you have my best interest at heart. Like, I'm obviously not meant to go there, but I tried. So it's not coming to fruition like good enough, so you gotta chill out and just be patient. So I'm being told that you just gotta chill out and be patient, because time needs to do some things. So this hold back and just enjoy yourself right now. Enjoy the small things. The Four of Cups, I kind of feel like there's just a timeout that you need to take a breather, and I really do feel like that. So the Lover is giving yourself self-healing, some self. For some of you, wait for it. I'm not gonna say this, but I may say this out loud. But I'm going to whisper this to the deck, because there's like 3 meanings to this, and I'm being told to keep this private, because the situation, 2 of them in general, like, I really do feel are very interconnected. If you're dealing with the same person, somehow these 2 are related, and they're like, I wouldn't say like related as in they're in a similar situation, as in like they're actually related. And weirdly enough, I just kept hearing Mr. and Mrs. Robinson. And then the scene from Family Guy when Peter says something to Lois to upset her on her birthday, and she ends up being rebellious and goes to do all these things to make her look youthful. Like, she's in her early 20s, and she just goes all, hot girl summer. And she goes, in Justin Bieber, the cartoon or whatever, she's in Justin Bieber's dressing room in one of the episodes, and he was like, do I know you? Are you a friend of my mom's? And she's like, yeah, Mrs. Robinson. And he doesn't understand that. So you may be dealing with something with some people, and it could be that they're actually related. So there's that possibility. So I'm going to whisper to the deck to get clarifications, because there is just something that does not need to be said with this Lover's card. And so it's very puzzling. I'm very curious. I don't even know if the deck is actually going to give it, or Spirit's just going to tell me to like hang back and like let the matter resolve. Like, immediately after I said that, and I put my hand on the deck or whatever, and I kind of felt that chest pain, and I'm being swayed and like pushed down this way. So mind you, this way is my right. So this is my left, and I'm feeling like pushed down on my right. It's a very heavy energy. Okay, so the situation involving the other scenario, that we have self-love, the related situation, and now the third situation is letting go of a very deep, fulfilling love that is kind of destructive. It's kind of like you wanted this person and you just gave everything, and it's very tempting, it's very passionate, and it blew past its expiration date, and it was like ticking time bomb. You know what I mean? Like, you have quarrels that could be something like, who didn't empty out, and again, I don't know where this is going through, but I'm basically filling these feeders, and this is the first thing that popped into my head. You could be sitting down one day and you're doing something, and your partner comes in and just makes a big deal, makes a fight out of who didn't clean the, breadcrumbs out of the toaster, and no one has touched the toaster in like a month, right? And it's like, how the hell do you, unless it has like a compartment where you can like empty the tray out, and it just turns into a big fight and it escalates. And then I'm seeing someone throw a plate at the wall, and then someone is talking about like, well, there goes the rent deposit, safety or security deposit, and yeah. So there's things like that where it's very aggressive, but it's not like you've actually laid hands or you intend to hurt your partner. But in this sense, because it's very physical, like it's a very heavy energy, it's extruded outwards. And so some of you are actually being called to walk away, and it's very hurtful, but there is a sense of healing that needs to happen, because a lot of times what we don't realize is we hold on to trauma bonds with people that we really do love, and that keeps us perpetual in a cycle that we cannot move past until we've actually healed the problem within ourselves. And trauma bonds are one of the worst type of bonds that you could have with any type of connection. And so a lot of people don't say this. Trauma bonds are actually very karmic in a sense, where it's like we talk about karma and we talk about the different classes of love, and souls that come in to teach us a conditional love or teach us unconditional love, in a sense, all partnerships, even if you're just friends or a soul group, karma doesn't have to be like cause and effect. Karma like should be described as when you repeat a lesson, it's not like you failed that lesson. It's just because it doesn't load all the way in a past life, because that part of your lesson wasn't meant to be learned in that lifetime, so you pick it up where you left off until you complete it. So for instance, it could be an odyssey. You could incarnate 3,000 years ago, learned part of that stage, got there, got home, and then, basically chilled out. Things were just blown completely astray. You just needed some chill out time, and found out that when you left, like, it caused chaos, after. And then when you came back, after you've had your cool-off period, and, you've learned you picked a little bit of in the spiritual realm, you picked up some lessons to help you reincarnate back, picked up more energy that you pulled, that you needed these abilities to basically pick up that second or third leg of that journey, that lesson, to do so. So by the time you choose to incarnate, whether it's here or somewhere else, you don't, have to. So I wish people would stop saying, and I'm guilty of this, is karma doesn't have to be because of cause and effect. Because a lot of times people make it out to be very negative. You could have a good karma saying that, I did something for someone else, so I should get rewarded. It's conditional. You're putting limits on this. And we need to start looking at it like, instead of limits, it should be, I'm only supposed to do so much in this lifetime to get here, and I need to progress to this stage so I can pick it up in the next lifetime and finish that. It's not because I failed. It's like, it's in segments, you know what I mean? And sometimes you have to write 4 books to draw a conclusion, because there's just so much that happens, so much information to do it. Or you have to have an encyclopedia of information that you need 12 volumes to do this. So I just got lightheaded and I'm just I see someone playing with a cat again, and like the little feather with the bell or the ball, that like the metal ball, the rattle. Seeing the cat just like jump up and down. I just see like a black cat with a white paw, on their front, like their front paw. So that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying this red feather, and yeah, it's weird. So that was your message, I guess. Is there any messages for other people? Okay. You need to let go of fear. Some of you are surrendering to fear of moving on. Some of us are feeling like we're not worthy of things. And that is simply just saying that changing your mindset and flipping the channel and allowing, and we're going back to the lovers with self-love, because that is Gemini and it's very analytical. So the lovers cards, because it's two complete parts, that's why it symbolizes Gemini in astrology, is the need of negative and positive polarity. And I do want to tell you, for those who are suffering from the negative self-talk and you're releasing your anxiety and your worries and you're working through, you're being called to spend more time outdoors and focus on yourself, your healing, and you have to stop putting yourself on hold to help others. You're being called to surrender to that, and that's where the Empress comes in, because you need to birth you need to birth the next evolution, progress for your divine feminine, but also for your masculines who are looking at this, because I'm not excluding you, because you're gonna go through and you're gonna step in, because I'm hearing that with the Gemini season, and because this is gonna last a full year up until next year. So I do want you to know that because of this eclipse season in Gemini, you will be seeing the next eclipse part in like November, December, and this is the conclusion of 6 months. So again, in the next 6 months after that, November, December, you will draw this conclusion from this year and you will end it next year. And I told myself, what was it? Wednesday. Wednesday. I caught myself and I'm thinking, oh gosh, like with me with the eclipses, I realized that last year, this year, and next year, all of them are eclipses that have affected me energy-wise, because I have Gemini currently in my charts. So I have Mercury and Venus in Gemini. And that's affecting me with this eclipse season. And currently, because we're in retrograde with Mercury right now, I really do feel like that. And it's hard. And then I'm a Sagittarius rising with the Jupiter in Sagittarius, so it concludes there in my ascendant. And last year was Capricorn and Cancer. So I have Capricorn placements because I have a conjunction of Neptune and Uranus in like I said, so it's very earthy, and it hit me hard, and I didn't even realize it. And granted, everyone who watches this and you've gotten acquainted with me, I am a Cancer moon and sun, so I'm a very emotional person. I'm very intuitive, and there's just things that I don't talk about. So it was really hard. I went through some struggles last year that really, it broke me down, and it got me paved for the road to start destroying, so I could rip it out and repave it for a better road to my ascension process and picking this up. And next year is, well, with Sagittarius, this conclusion of eclipses that are going to happen, Next year, the eclipse season focuses on Scorpio and Taurus, which is rebirth, love, grounding, stability, that stubbornness. And it's going to hit me because my north and south nodes are in Taurus and Scorpio. And so it's really going to start affecting the heightened abilities and, the things that you struggle with. It's actually going to do even more shadow work. So I'm just being like thrown in for the next, seasons, for these 3 seasons to work on this energy. And I'm just like, shit. It's intense. It really is. And I didn't even think it went that far. And usually I don't get into astrology. I used to read horoscopes a lot, but it was kind of like, to pass the day, it's not something. And then the more I started doing tarot, the more I wanted to learn about energy and planets, how it affects, the energy that we have here on Earth, but how it affects our, our plane of existence, and how energy reacts to these shifts when they come through, and trickle down to us. So, message decks, because some of you may not believe in God or angels. That's entirely up to you. I'm personally not one of those people. I'm very I believe in Mother Cosmos. I believe in spirit. I believe in source energy. So I'm actually going to replace Archangel Michael with spirit, source. If they talk about God, Mother Cosmos, whatever. It's entirely up to you how this resonates. This is just how I am, to basically take confusion out. If this doesn't resonate with you, maybe it'll resonate with different wordplay. So we have detached from the situation. So this fear, you're being called to detach from fear. You're being called to remove any obstacles that give you anxiety, that make you feel like you're less than this, or you're negative about something. So, Spirit, please help me feel safe and deserving of your guidance. Thank you for clearing clearing me of any heavy, toxic, ego-based thoughts or energy. So I kind of do feel like that. It's really laid down. It's like bogged. And then we have detached from the situation. Spirit, I ask you to use your flaming sword to cut any attachment of fear or drama, that I may be centered in knowing that my peace is somewhere within me in this situation. Are there any last messages in this deck? Yeah, I'm sorry, that's way too much. They're like half of the deck. Are there any last messages in this deck? So this is focus upon divine and perfect health. Source. Spirit, thank you for continuously reminding me to focus on perfect health and for guiding my actions so they may support my well-being. Okay, so thank you for that. I have, and I'm being told, for some of you that are interested in starseeds, ancestry, figuring out where you've been, I was told to bring out the Lemurian quartz. As you can see, my tip is it's purple. Actually, there's like purple splatter, but it looks, you can't really see it. It's not dusty. There's like specks in there, and it's purple. So I was told to do this, and what you're being called to do is to focus on the tip here, and I'm gonna let spirit guide if they write something or sigils. For those who are being called, this is your trigger to start unlocking. If you're having trouble with your past life recall, focus right here. So I'm gonna start, and I'm gonna actually take selenite, and I'm gonna amplify the frequency for you. Okay, Spirit, thank you. I have my selenite for amplification and purification. Please amplify this signal and allow Spirit to speak through me. Speaking through or write through, what messages do you have for those who are trying to focus on this Lemurian court, what are the messages for those? How do you unlock this? So I'm actually going to run this Lemurian quartz over your third eye and your crown, but I'm also asking it to draw down your 13th through your root. So your 13th chakra is not only soul planning and meditation, or not just that, but it's your blueprint, system energies, it's your purpose, if that makes any sense. And this is where your dreams, when your subconscious is, this is your soul's conscious that is being pulled down from the 13th chakra, its seat. So what I just did there, that last sigil is a protection sigil. I call it a serpent snare, meaning that if you choose, basically if someone were to cast evil intent upon you, or evil energy to invade your peace, and have something happen to you, it will actually mirror you and protect you completely by mirroring that energy back at them, and reflecting. So thank you so much. It's actually pretty warm right here, and I haven't touched it, but at the base it's pretty luke, and the selenite is actually, I feel it like pulling up here through my elbow. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you found this insightful. Hopefully that whoever the messages resonated with, that you find them and you get on with your spiritual journey and your happenings. So thank you so much for watching. Love you guys.